Hi, Mr. Hendrie. How are you? Can I call you Phil?
Yeah. How you doing?
Phil, do you know the greatness that you are?
No, it's a radio show is all it is, so thank you very much. I think I'll probably be more convinced of it when I'm, pulling down, like, Glenn Beck-style money. Until then, I think, it's a lot of fun to be on the radio. Maybe that's it. I just really like doing it. Well, if you know something, I'd like to find out because I'm not against suing people. I'm totally cool with suing. Excuse me.
The American way.
Use the S word there, but can we use any language we want here? We're not. I edited myself. Well, I think first of all, Sirius XM. No, I didn't get crooked with them. They just. They, for whatever reason, I do a kind of radio that is very difficult it's not a traditional radio show. Now, it's not supported by the talent. And when I say talent, the real talent problem we have in radio is not with people on air. The talent problem we have in radio is management, program directors, CEOs. This is the worst generation of radio they've ever seen. Well, it's driven our business into the toilet. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. This will be as specific as I can get. I'm going to put an app eventually out there for the Phil Hendrie Show. And what that means is people can now just hit a button on their phone to listen to my show. I don't need radio stations anymore. I don't know if that really has sunk in with the radio people. They're not too bright. I mean, you and I know they're stupid, but are they so stupid that they don't recognize that all you have to do is put an app on a phone and people can listen to any show they want. They don't need your radio station.
Exactly, because iPhones and smartphones are the wave of the future. Let me take this reverb off. Yeah, it's the wave of the future, and that's the way a lot of...
You had reverb?
I had some reverb.
You were running it to reverb?
We were acting stupid. I'm sorry. There, I just took it off. Now I sound flat.
I mean, podcasts, first of all, the podcast world, again, we have to get back to this brutal reality that the radio executive, the radio leadership is just about as stupid as it gets because podcasting is run by comics. There's no radio personalities. If you take a look at the top comedy podcasts, they're all comics. There's not a radio personality. I pop up there. I think I see Jay Moore, but he's really a comic turned radio guy. I think maybe some Opie Anthony. I don't know who else. The radio people are not Adam Carolla. Adam, I would say is a radio guy, but he started out as a TV guy. Well, no, he started out in radio, so I'd say that Adam is the exception. What I'm saying is there's a guy that makes about $800,000 a year off of his podcast. Okay, now this is Les Moonves at CBS or whoever the moron was that made the decision to get rid of Adam, got rid of $800,000 a year advertising. For that's what he's pulling on his podcast. So this is a glaring example of how stupid these people are. The Dickey brothers at Cumulus made the following two statements within 30 days of each other. The first one was, we don't get it about digital, there's no money there, and then 30 days later, this brain surgeon comes out and says, we're burning the midnight oil to find out how we can make money with digital. Since we're talking about the porn industry, I was certainly right there with them. No, I don't. The porn.
Same thing.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But look, the whole trip. See, here's one thing about porn. At least you still watch it on either a TV set or a movie screen.
Right.
But what we're talking about with radio, we're talking about radio shows leaving terrestrial radio behind. There is no radio. There's no radio.
Well, and people want it on. People want it on demand. They want it I want to listen to Phil Hendrie at 3:20 in the morning. I don't want to listen to him when he's only live at 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that's
maybe that may be the case. That may be the case. But right now, the problem that we're having. No, I hear you. You're absolutely right. In fact, that's the problem they're having in television. But right now, my problem is just getting my show out there live. You can listen to a stream out of WWRL in New York if you want. You can subscribe to my website and watch and listen. Or the third option is what I want to do, and what we're working on now, is to simply put the smartphone app there and forget about having a radio, man. Just flip your freaking phone on, and you can listen to my show live. Now, you're right. You can also have the option of some on-demand listening there if you want to, but that gets into premium stuff. I have a subscription site, and I'm not going to give up that. That's how I make my living. I mean, I take $9.99 a month from my listeners, and they get like 5,000 hours of audio and all this good shit. But the live thing is where it's free, and people want to hear that. And why should I be out there? And the same thing with you, Debbie, or anybody. Why should we be out there beating our brains out on a wall with these fucking radio stations where these people, they don't even know next week whether they're going to be Spanish, whether they're going to be sports, whether they're even going to be in the radio business, or they're going to turn it into a fruit stand. I don't want to talk to those idiots anymore. What I want to do is I want my show to be heard by people who want to hear it. And the best way to do that is to put an app on a smartphone and let them flip their phone on anytime they want to, and they can hear my show live, or we'll put some free content in there, the rest of the clock. Oh, cool, man. Is she there? Is Liz there, or is she? Well, here's what's going on with talk radio. Talk radio is dead. I mean, it is dead. It's news talk. What I'm talking about is political talk. These morons that program these radio stations realize that they don't want to have to listen to a lot of advertisers getting pissed off about something that some guy said. So it's all going to sports talk. The problem with that is you can't have 5 sports stations in one market. There's 5 sports stations in Seattle. There's 5 sports stations in Detroit. And you know how these guys are. They're like a bunch of fucking lemmings. So where are they going to go?
Yeah.
The programmers, the owners are going to say the following thing. Well, we can't be sports because there's 5, and we can go Spanish, or we can, I don't know. I'm telling you, it's a business that's paralyzed. And I can't afford to wait around, and you can't either, to stand here and wait around for these morons to make up their mind as to what it is they want to be when they grow up. We all have to make a living. So sometimes they want to pry their fuck. I just got an affiliate in Albuquerque, and I'm very grateful for this. And we're talking business, and I'm going to do commercial reads for them for free. Now, I'm cool with that, we used to get paid for those things. But if this gives me an affiliate in Albuquerque, and I can insinuate myself with their audience and their sponsors locally, I'm happy to do these commercials for them. I'm happy to work with any radio station that'll work that way, will do business that way. Otherwise, we got to move on and do other things.
Well, you talk about do you believe in radio right now more money is made off of sponsors or is made off of listeners as far as having the private Spreaker, the app on the smartphone? What do you think? Do you think it's more...
You mean, are you talking about subscription as opposed to advertising money? Well,
yes.
Let me tell you this. Yeah, okay, Bobby. My business, I make a better living. In fact, it's embarrassing if I told you the living that I make on my premium website compared to what radio pays me.
You're getting my money. You're getting my money.
Well, and I'm very happy for that. And we work our asses off, man. You should have seen us trying to transfer 5,000 hours of audio over to a new platform. It was insane, man. But we knew we owed it to our subscribers. We owed it to our listeners. But the point that I'm trying to make is this. If I was in radio and I said, wow, Phil Hendrie is making 50 times the money with subscription and premium radio as he is with us, I'd be embarrassed, wouldn't you? I mean, look at radio. Radio was, at one time in the city of Los Angeles, radio was a $700 million a year business. Mm-hmm. Almost $1 billion in one market.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah, it's happening everywhere, man. It's happening everywhere, and so what you have to do is you have to, you've got to be flexible. But I maintain, Debbie, that the reason for that is because of the mismanagement, the short-sightedness, the stupidity of the broadcast brain trust. I don't think they can't convince me it's anything else. They just can't.
I think I think it's basically cutting out the middleman is the way I look at it. It's cutting out the middleman in the whole deal, in a sense.
Yeah, I hear you. Like you being an entrepreneurial talent, me the same thing. You have a product. All you got to do is find a platform for it and send it out there. You don't need Mr. Program Director or General Manager.
Exactly.
You just don't.
Finally, somebody that thinks like I do.
There you go.